Welcome to Life Confessions TV. Try to relax and feel the story.
When I turned 21, I was supposed to receive $500,000. That's what everyone told me. That's what the lawyer said the day the settlement was finalized. That's what my aunt promised me for 5 years. Instead, on my 21st birthday, she handed me a check for $12,347.82 and told me to be grateful. I was 16 when the accident happened. A distracted driver ran a red light and slammed into the passenger side of my mom's SUV. I survived. Broken collarbone, 3 cracked ribs, a concussion. My parents survived too, but my dad couldn't work for almost a year and medical bills piled up fast. The driver's insurance eventually agreed to a $500,000 settlement in my name. Because I was a minor, the money had to be placed in a protected account. My parents didn't want to manage it themselves. They were overwhelmed, stressed, drowning in bills. So they asked my Aunt Carol to step in as financial guardian. She was good with money. She owned a small accounting business. She always talked about investments and tax strategies at family dinners. I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? She hugged me in the hospital and whispered, "This money will make sure your future is secure." The agreement was simple. The $500,000 would stay untouched. It would grow. At 21, the funds would be fully transferred to me. College, a house, security. That was the plan. For the next 5 years, I barely thought about the money. My parents got back on their feet. Dad returned to work. Mom recovered. Life slowly felt normal again. Whenever I asked about the account, Aunt Carol would smile. "It's invested. It's growing. You'll thank me later." She even sent me occasional statements. I didn't understand them, but I saw 6 figures and felt reassured. $512,000. $528,000. Once it even showed $540,000. She told me she'd diversified it into safe long-term growth funds. I believed her. Meanwhile, Carol's life seemed to level up. She remodeled her kitchen, took 2 trips to Italy, bought a brand new Lexus. But she'd always done well for herself, so I never connected the dots. Looking back, maybe I should have. When I turned 20, I started planning. I wanted to move to Chicago, start fresh. Maybe use part of the settlement as a down payment on a condo. For the first time, the money felt real. It wasn't just a future idea. It was 1 year away. 3 months before my 21st birthday, I asked Carol if we could review the account together. She hesitated, just slightly. "Of course," she said. "No need to worry about that now, though." But I insisted. She told me she'd send updated documents. She never did. I brushed it off. She was busy. Tax season. Clients. Excuses made sense. At the time, my 21st birthday dinner was at her house. She insisted on hosting. My parents were there. Cake, wine, laughter. And then, she disappeared into her office and came back with an envelope. "This," she said dramatically, "is your future." My heart was pounding. 5 years. $500,000. Security. Independence. Freedom. I opened it. Inside was a cashier's check. $12,347.82. I stared at the number. I genuinely thought it was a joke. I even laughed. "Okay, where's the real one?" No one laughed back. My aunt's smile stiffened. "That is the remaining balance." Remaining. The word echoed in my ears. Remaining from what? She sighed. "As your guardian, I had discretion to use the funds for your care, living expenses, administrative costs, and investment management." My stomach dropped. "What does that mean?" "It means raising you wasn't free." My mom shifted uncomfortably in her seat. My dad avoided eye contact. I felt heat rising up my neck. "You're saying you spent $487,000? "It wasn't spent," she snapped. "It was allocated responsibly." "On what?" She began listing things. Private tutoring, medical follow-ups, Household contributions. Transportation. Transportation? I drove my dad's old Honda. Medical follow-ups were covered by insurance. Tutoring? I had 2 math sessions senior year. I looked at my parents. Did you know about this? My mom whispered, We thought it was handled. Handled? Like it was a utility bill. Not my future. I asked for full statements. Carol refused. You're being emotional. It's complicated. You wouldn't understand the structure. That was the moment something shifted inside me. Not anger. Not yet. Clarity. Because if everything was legitimate, she wouldn't be afraid to show me. That night, I went home and pulled out the old statements she'd emailed over the years. The 6-figure balances, the growth charts, the fun names. Something felt off. The formatting looked inconsistent. Logos slightly blurry. Dates misaligned. My chest tightened. At 2:17 a.m., I Googled the investment firm listed on the statements. It existed, but the account numbers on their sample documents looked nothing like mine. The next morning, I called the firm directly. I gave them my name, my social security number, and the account number printed on the last statement. There was a long pause on the phone. I'm sorry, the representative said carefully. We have no record of an account under that number. Silence. What do you mean? We have no active or closed accounts in your name. My hand started shaking. Are you sure? Yes, ma'am. I hung up and stared at the wall. For 5 years, there was no investment account, no diversified portfolio, no growth, just numbers on a page, fake numbers. And suddenly that Lexus didn't look so self-made anymore. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I booked a consultation with an attorney. Retainer. $20,000. Almost twice what was left of my future. As I signed the agreement, the lawyer looked at me and asked one question. Are you prepared for this to get ugly? I thought about the birthday cake, the envelope, the word remaining, and I said, yes. The first thing my attorney asked for was simple. Bring me every document she ever sent you. Statements, emails, text messages, screenshots, anything. I printed everything. 5 years of updates. 5 years of fake growth. 5 years of lies. 2 weeks later, I was sitting in a quiet conference room staring at a real financial report. Not the glossy PDFs my aunt emailed. A forensic audit. And it was worse than I imagined. There had never been an investment account. Not once. The original $500,000 settlement had been deposited into a custodial account under my aunt's management. Within 3 months, $120,000 was transferred out, labeled administrative allocation. 6 months later, $85,000 housing adjustment. Then, $40,000 vehicle replacement. My attorney looked at me carefully. Did you receive a vehicle? I laughed. I drove a 2008 Honda with 160,000 miles on it. He nodded slowly, because that same month, my aunt bought a brand new Lexus SUV. Cash. The deeper the audit went, the worse it got. $32,000 luxury travel agency. $18,500 kitchen renovation contractor. $64,000 credit card payoff. $22,000 consulting fee paid to her own accounting business. By year 3, over $380,000 was gone. By year 5, there was less than $15,000 left. And almost every large withdrawal coincided with something new in her life. Trip photos on Facebook, home upgrades, designer handbags. I felt sick, not because of the money, because of the confidence. She hadn't been panicking. She hadn't been desperate. She had been comfortable. When my attorney explained breach of fiduciary duty, everything clicked. As my legal guardian over the settlement, she had one obligation: act in my best interest. Not hers, not the family's, mine. And every dollar she used for herself was a violation. We sent a formal demand letter. Total misappropriated funds, $468,219, plus projected investment gains, plus penalties, plus legal fees. Total demand, $742,000. She called me within an hour of receiving it. I let it go to voicemail. Her message was calm at first. "You've made a mistake." Then sharper. "You don't understand how guardianship works." Then angry. "You are destroying this family." That last line almost worked. Almost. Family members started texting. "Why are you doing this to her? She raised you. She didn't have to step in. She sacrificed." Sacrificed what? My money? I kept thinking about that hospital room. Her hand in mine. "This will secure your future." She had looked me in the eyes. And planned this. A week later, her attorney responded. They claimed the withdrawals were reasonable compensation. They argued she was entitled to reimbursement for housing me, feeding me,
supporting me.
My lawyer didn't even blink. "Your parents were alive," he said. "She was not financially responsible for you." That detail changed everything. My parents had never signed over full parental rights. They only transferred financial oversight of the settlement. She wasn't covering my expenses. She was skimming. Then came the deposition. Sitting across from her in a sterile office room felt surreal. She wore a navy blazer, pearl earrings, professional,
composed.
Like this was just another client dispute. When asked about the $120,000 administrative allocation, she said it covered management complexity. When asked about the $32,000 luxury travel charge, she said it was a combined business and personal trip. When asked about the Lexus,
she paused.
That was a necessary vehicle upgrade due to increased responsibilities. My attorney slid a photo across the table. It was from her Facebook. Caption: "Finally treating myself after years of hard work." Dated 3 days after the transfer. For the first time, she looked rattled. The turning point came from something small. A $22,000 transfer to her accounting business, labeled Financial Oversight Services. My lawyer requested her business records. There were none. No invoice. No contract. No documentation that her company provided services to my account. It was just money moving from one pocket to another. That's when her attorney requested mediation. Translation: they knew. Mediation lasted 9 hours. They offered $150,000. We declined. They offered $300,000. We declined. At $500,000, my lawyer looked at me carefully. "This avoids trial," he said quietly. I thought about being called ungrateful. I thought about that envelope. $12,347.82. I shook my head.
No.
If we went to court and won, punitive damages could double what she owed. And I wanted the truth on record, not buried in a settlement agreement. The trial date was set. 6 months out. During those 6 months, more evidence surfaced. Bank statements showing direct transfers from my custodial account into her personal checking account. Mortgage payments made the same week as large withdrawals. Investment statements that were clearly fabricated, fonts mismatched, logos stretched, numbers inconsistent. It wasn't mismanagement. It was calculated. The night before court, my mom called me. "Are you sure?" she asked softly. "Yes." "She'll lose everything." I swallowed. She already took everything from me. There was silence on the line. For the first time, my mom said something that mattered. "We should have checked." That was the closest thing to an apology I'd get. On the first day of trial, my aunt avoided my eyes. Her attorney painted her as overwhelmed, stressed, underappreciated. They framed the withdrawals as informal family compensation. But then the forensic accountant testified. Line by line, transfer by transfer, photo by photo. The courtroom got very quiet when he said, "In my professional opinion, these funds were knowingly diverted for personal enrichment." Personal enrichment, not confusion. not misunderstanding. Enrichment. 3 days later, closing arguments ended. The judge said the decision would be issued within 30 days. 30 days. After 5 years of lies. 5 years of waiting. It came down to 1 month. And whether $500,000 was just money or proof of betrayal. The decision came on a Tuesday morning. No dramatic phone call. No courtroom speech. Just a PDF from my attorney with the subject line. Judgment entered. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely open it. The judge didn't hold back. He ruled that my aunt had committed a clear breach of fiduciary duty. He stated that the custodial funds were used for personal benefit. He called the fabricated statements intentional misrepresentation. And then I saw the number. Compensatory damages, $468,219. Prejudgment interest, $91,000. Punitive damages, $200,000. Legal fees awarded, $20,000. Total judgment, $779,219. Rounded by the clerk in the final order, $780,000. I read it 3 times. Not because I didn't believe it, because I needed to feel it. She didn't cry in court. She didn't apologize. She filed an appeal.
Of course she did.
Her attorney argued the punitive damages were excessive, that she had acted in good faith. But the evidence was documented. Transfers, receipts, fabricated statements. The appeal was denied 4 months later. The judgment stood. $780,000. Winning a case and collecting money are 2 different things. That's something no one tells you. She didn't have $780,000 sitting in a savings account. So enforcement began. A lien was placed on her house. The same house with the renovated kitchen. The same house where she handed me that envelope. Her Lexus was seized and auctioned. Investment accounts in her name were frozen. Within 6 months, she was forced to sell the house. I didn't attend the sale, but I checked the listing photos. The kitchen still looked beautiful. Marble countertops, custom cabinets, paid for by administrative allocation. Family reactions were predictable. Some said I went too far. Some said I embarrassed her publicly. Some stopped speaking to me. But something interesting happened. 2 cousins reached out privately. They asked if I could recommend my attorney. Apparently, I wasn't the only one whose college help had disappeared over the years. Patterns always surface eventually. The first payment installment hit my account 8 months after the ruling. $250,000. Wire transfer.
Real.
Verified. Not a blurry PDF. Not a fake growth chart. The rest followed in structured payments after asset liquidation. By the end of the year, the full $780,000 was mine.
Clean.
Legal.
Documented.
People assume I celebrated. I didn't. I felt calm. That's the word.
Calm.
Because this was never about upgrading my lifestyle. It was about restoring something. Control. Truth. Proof. With the money, I did what 16-year-old me had dreamed of. I moved to Chicago. Put $300,000 down on a condo overlooking the lake. Invested $400,000 into diversified index funds. Real ones this time. Kept the rest as liquidity. Security. Freedom. Not flashy. Just stable. A year later, I ran into my aunt at a grocery store when I was visiting my parents. She looked smaller somehow. Not physically. Just diminished. She tried to smile. "This didn't have to happen," she said quietly. I looked at her. It didn't, I agreed. And I meant it. Because she had 5 years to tell the truth. 5 years to stop. 5 years to fix it. Instead, she handed me $12,347.82 and told me to be grateful. The strangest part? If she had asked me for help back then, if she had said she was struggling, if she had been honest, I probably would have given her money. Not $468,000, but something. Instead, she chose deception. And deception is expensive. People still ask me if it was worth it. The stress, the trial, the tension at family gatherings. Yes, because I learned something early that most people learn too late. Being family does not grant access to your future. Trust is not automatic. It's earned. And once broken, it comes with interest. Sometimes I think back to that hospital room when I was 16. Her hand holding mine. Her voice promising security. She thought I would never question her, that I would grow up believing whatever numbers she printed. But she underestimated something simple. I grew up. The $500,000 settlement was supposed to compensate me for a car accident. The $780,000 judgment compensated me for something else. Betrayal, manipulation, control, and the cost of underestimating the girl you thought wouldn't check the math. She tells people I destroyed the family. Maybe. Or maybe I just refused to let someone build their comfort on my silence. Either way, that envelope she handed me on my 21st birthday, it changed my life. Just not in the way she expected.